Hi, this is Ruth Theresa with One Inspiring One, and today is National Paranoia Day. So, I have received some questions from several of my clients, and so I'm going to take some time and answer them back in a video. So, I'm so thankful that you're joining me today. And our first question is, how do we know if it's an angel or a ghost? So, let's talk about the basics. A ghost, usually meaning a person that was alive, a human being that was alive who's now passed, is usually a ghost. Now, you can have ghost other things. You can have ghost dogs and horses and pigs and chickens and cats and all other things as well. But for the most part, ghosts that interact with us the most are usually the human beings. And so that means that they were alive as a human being for a period of time, and now that they've passed. Okay? Doesn't matter how they passed, they've just passed now. So an angel is made from Creator's pure light. Important to understand. And an angel is created for usually one purpose and one purpose only. And as soon as that purpose is completed, they go back up into Creator's energy. So that's really important to understand. So if you were to pray for a friend or ask for blessings for their friend to maybe travel on a journey, maybe from Houston to Austin, and you would send some angels with them to keep them safe on the road, that they stay alert, that they get there safe and sound, all of those things. So when you did that and you kind of like, ta-da, I finished my prayer, Creator's energy is going to send them angels to surround them, to keep them protected on the road, just like you asked, to make sure that they get to wherever they're supposed to go safe and sound. And so that's a really good one. Now, once that purpose is completed, they go back up into heaven. They go back up. Okay. So let's talk about some other things. A ghost, because it doesn't have energy source from any other place, it's going to collect energy from other sources: cell phone batteries, camera batteries, flashlights, wall switches, all of those kind of things, other devices. It's going to collect that energy to use for itself so that it can continue to move forward. Okay. So it's taking the energy source from somewhere else and using it for themselves. So when you are around a ghost, you are going to feel a cool spot. And so it's important to kind of keep that in mind. This is just a cool spot. So if you're standing in one location and you're like, wow, this is really cool, look around and see, try to debunk it for yourself. If you move a few feet or a few inches one direction or the other, is it not as cool? It's one of those, because ghosts are taking in energy. That energy is going to leave a void, and it's going to make it a little bit cooler. And it's not like on the TV where you're going to have a little breath of freezing cold air coming out of your mouth. No, it's usually just something that's anywhere from like 5 to 10 or even 15 degrees cooler in that one spot than another. It's going to be cooler. It's not going to be super, super cold. Now, an angel, on the other hand, because they are powered by our Creator or universe energy, they kind of emit energy or emit heat, not hundreds of degrees heat. It's going to be, like I said, 5 to 15 degrees warmer in the one spot. And then you can kind of debunk that at the same time. So if you're standing in one spot, is there a heater on me? Is there another source? Am I between two AC units where I'm kind of in the middle and I'm not getting any airflow? So that's something important to understand. So one of the other things to understand is a ghost is someone who was living. We've already talked about this. So it's somebody that was already living. So what's interesting about this is when a ghost talks to you, they're going to talk to you more like a human. Okay. They may come through with messages of "I love you" and "I'm around you all the time," or that sort of thing. But the way they speak to you is going to be different. And if they had a bad life in their human form, they may even use cuss words, or they may use bad language or foul language, or "I don't care for this," or whatever it is, and they may go off on a tangent at some point. That's ghost energy. Now, angel energy, on the other hand, is always, always respectful and always honoring your energy around you. So an angel will say something that is funny to you, but it's never derogatory or mean or putting you down. So sometimes my angels and guides, I have a pretty good sense of humor, I think. And so my angels and guides know that they can get away with more humor around me. If I make a mistake, they'll be like, You did it again. They're not being mean. They're not being rude. I get what they're talking about. And a lot of times, shortly thereafter, they'll say, okay, take a breath, relax for a moment. What needs to happen first? But they're never derogatory. They're never telling me you're a horrible person, or you should have done this differently, or you did this all wrong, whatever it is. They're very supportive, very honoring of your energy, and very loving of how they are in your world. So that's something really, really important to understand. A ghost will talk to you as if they're a human sometimes, and their messages can come through with words, short phrases, long phrases, sentences. Sometimes it just depends on how long they've been over there and how well they're able to communicate on the other side. And then it's also to understand is they don't have the same talk to you the same way an angel will. An angel will always use very supportive, very honoring words, and very loving at the same time. And if you're like me and you have a quirky personality, they get a little bit quirky too. They're never going to say anything mean, but they will get a little quirky with you from time to time. So mine like to tease me a lot in a very loving, very honorable way. So that's a couple of differences. Let's keep going. So ghost can come through, and one of the things I think it's really interesting about ghost is when they come to you, a lot of times I always say they're almost like a dog. Like they don't really have personal boundaries, or even a cat. They will get like right next to you sometimes, and they'll be like right there. And they will tell me, oh my gosh, you know what I'm saying? Like, let me talk to you about something. And I'll be like, okay, can you just back up just a couple of steps? I have my personal boundary. Well, angels never do that. Angels will always be a few feet away from you and always be very honoring of your time. And a lot of times they'll ask me, do you have time right now that you would like to talk to me, or would you like to receive a message from someone? So that is always important. Ghost, I usually push their energy a little bit further back, so I'm able to see and feel their energy from a distance, so it doesn't get all the way caught up with mine. Angels, I don't mind. I do keep them at a distance so I can see their energy because they have an amazing aura, and I love doing that. So one of the other things, the differences between ghost and angels are kind of how they interact with us. I am very particular when I have a new ghost in the house, and I usually have quite a number of them in my house at any given time, and they usually show up about anywhere from 24 to 12 hours prior to someone's appointment. I usually won't let them give me too much information, just kind of like, who are you here for? I just want to know who you're here for. And they'll be around, and so that makes it a little bit easier. So I know, like, hey, the person I have an appointment with Tuesday morning, their people are already here and available. And so they'll show up. Sometimes they will tell me stories about their lives. Sometimes they will tell me other things. When I go out in public, I can pick up ghosts all the time, and I get to come home and kind of interact with them and have some enjoyable time. They tell the best stories. Ghost stories are absolutely the best. So angels, on the other hand, come in and they will honor your time. Usually they love to talk to me while I'm in meditation. That's one of the reasons why I meditate several times a day, usually anywhere from like 6 to 10 times a day, usually for about 5 to 15 minutes or so, to kind of reset my energy and get going in the right direction. So that's a couple of the basic differences between ghosts and angels, and how do they feel about you. One of the things that's really interesting and kind of a little bit on the same thing is depending on what type of angel came to see you. Sometimes you can have a guardian angel, or you can have just a regular angel come and see you, and their energy will feel amazing, yet not as strong. When an archangel walks in the room, they are huge, and their energy is enormous, is the best way to put it. Their energy is so strong and so amazing. I usually get goosebumps when they walk in the room. I can get short of breath sometimes, like kind of like, oh my gosh, they're here. I can feel them. I am used to them, but it's one of those, they are still around, and their amazing energy is around us all the time. And so that's kind of a little bit of a difference between a regular angel or your guardian angel and an archangel. Their energy is going to be much more intense as an archangel, and there isn't any reason why you can't call on an archangel for anything. Sometimes people go, oh, you need to study angels, angelology, and study the angels and which ones have different dominion over different things. Maybe that's true in a part, but if you ask for an angel to come to you, I guarantee Creator is going to send the perfect angel for your situation to give you the right guidance and acceptance for what you're going through, or to give you some better information or more insight into that. So, if you have any other questions of how to know the difference between angels or ghosts, please comment, subscribe, and like my video, and I will probably make a video for you as well. I thank you for joining me today, and I hope we are talking again soon.